Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Former Miami Heat lottery pick says Bam Adebayo should be more aggressive. On a recent episode of the OG's podcast, Udonis Haslem and Mike Miller were joined by former Miami Heat player Michael Beasley. Beasley is by far the funniest guest they have had on the podcast. A lot of topics were discussed, from why Bam Adebayo doesn't know how good he is to think he was going to be the top pick in his draft. Beasley brought up how not a lot of people know how good Bam Adebayo is. Beasley made his opinion heard about what he thinks of Adebayo. Bam a PG stuck in that big A** body. To Heat fans and to SPO, it's blasphemous. Bam ain't taking 30 shots a game. If he take 8 more shots a game, he's easily on 30 ppg on 50%. Beasley spoke to a lot of Miami Heat fans with his quotes about Adebayo. Miami fans have wanted Adebayo to shoot the ball more for the past couple years. Just recently, Adebayo has started to consistently shoot threes. Adebayo should look to shoot more with an improved face-up game. He definitely has the skills to be more aggressive. Beasley brought up a great point, saying that Adebayo is a point guard stuck in a big body. Adebayo does a great job getting his teammates involved. 30 shots a game might be a bit much, but I get what Beasley means. The Chicago Bulls had the first pick in the 2008 draft. The Heat had the second pick. Throughout the draft process, Beasley thought he was going to Chicago. Even until draft night he believed he was going number 1 overall. Beasley said he wasn't thrilled going to Miami because he wanted to be the top pick. As a Miami fan, that draft has always fascinated me. If Miami passed on Beasley, who would they have drafted? O.J. Mayo, Kevin Love, Russell Westbrook, or Brook Lopez? Would one of the guys have been traded to make room for the big three, especially if someone like Westbrook or Love blossomed in Miami before the summer of 2010? This podcast had a lot of great stories, and Beasley has a funny personality. It was cool to see Beasley speak about how Dwayne Wade was the first player that was better than him. Also, Mike Miller asked Beasley what he would tell 19-year-old Beasley. "Slow down and be confident," he said. One story I thought was hilarious. Beasley said he and Mario Chalmers and Daquan Cook would gang up and wrestle Udonis Haslem. Also, he once hit Sean Marion with a trash can and broke his watch. Beasley's stories are incredible. Give this one a listen. Miami Heat, Jaquez Jr. reveals one big reason why he wanted to go to South Beach. Getting drafted by the Miami Heat was the ideal scenario for Jaquez Jr., as he's been balling for them this season, averaging 12.3 points, 4.0 rebounds, and 2.6 assists per game on 48.6% shooting from the field. The 23-year-old UCLA product is one of the front-runners for the NBA Rookie of the Year award this season, which is not what exactly everybody saw coming when he was picked with the number 18 pick during last summer's draft. According to The Athletic's William Guillory in his recent column, Jaquez Jr. wanted to join the Miami Heat because Jimmy Butler is his favorite player in the NBA. The team picking next was the real dream scenario for Jaquez Jr. and his family. The Heat had everything they were looking for: a new city with a diverse culture, a team that prioritized winning to the highest degree, and the presence of both of their idols, wrote Guillory. While Jaquez Sr. hoped his son could be attached to Pat Riley and protege Eric Spoelstra, the younger Jaquez zeroed in on Butler, who had eclipsed Kobe Bryant as his favorite NBA player. He added, "I loved watching Jimmy because he's a complete player on both ends and he leaves everything on the floor," said Jaquez Jr. "He's a winner, and that's the type of player I want to be." Fortunately for Jaquez Jr., Jimmy Butler has taken him under his wing in what is characterized as a mentor-mentee relationship by William Guillory. Butler is the perfect mentor for Jaquez because of the journey he has been through before becoming a bona fide NBA star. Like Jaquez, Butler was also drafted late in the first round, number 30, in 2011 by the Chicago Bulls. He started his NBA career as nothing more than a defensive specialist. However, he expanded his role in time and made the most of his opportunity, improving his scoring from 2.6 points per game in his rookie year to 23.9 points per game in his final year in Windy City. Butler won the 2015 Most Improved Player of the Year award and is a six-time NBA All-Star, one-time All-NBA second-team member, four-time All-NBA third-team member, and five-time NBA All-Defensive second-team member, and perhaps Jaquez can follow in his footsteps. He has so much room to get better, Butler says. He's so confident. He wants to make the right play every time. It's not like he's playing like a rookie. He knows what it takes to win, Butler said about Jaquez. Draymond Green grabs Patty Mills by the throat in dangerous-looking play. Golden State Warriors forward Draymond Green once again got himself entangled with an opposing player during his team's Tuesday game against the Miami Heat. Green immediately drew the ire of fans at Casillas Center in Miami 2 minutes into the contest. With the score tied at 5, Green appeared to grab Heat guard Patty Mills by the throat. Mills attempted to set a pick on Green in order to create a mismatch between Bam Adebayo and Stephen Curry. Green got overly aggressive as he fought through Mills' screen. Green was assessed a common foul, much to the dismay of the Heat broadcast's announcers, who expected a flagrant. The referees reviewed the play, but only to rule that Adebayo's made shot came before the foul. The Warriors secured a 113-92 win over the Heat. Green finished with 4 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, and 5 fouls. Green had already served a 12-game suspension earlier this season following multiple in-game altercations. The Warriors' star has been much more tame during games of late. His recent flare-ups have been on social media rather than on the court. Perhaps the referees were giving the demonstrative Warriors forward some leeway on account of good behavior. Referees have also been much more lenient when it comes to foul calls since the All-Star break. The NBA has experienced a league-wide scoring dip with less free throws being awarded over the past few weeks. The Golden State Warriors' chances to make the NBA postseason are dwindling by the day. On Sunday evening, they faced off with the Minnesota Timberwolves and were defeated 114-110, dropping their record to 36-34. They are now 2.5 games behind the ninth-place Los Angeles Lakers, who picked up a critical victory over the Indiana Pacers to give themselves some breathing room. Los Angeles is now as close to the number 8 seed Dallas Mavericks as they are to the Warriors. After the game, Draymond Green had some interesting words to share during his post-game presser. He called out his team for having some bad habits on the court, which is costing them games. Their communication level is not where Green would like it to be, either. Green was also asked about the surging Houston Rockets, who have won 8 consecutive games. Not surprisingly, Green wasn't interested in talking about the Rockets, as he is focused on things with his Warriors. While Green doesn't want to talk about Houston, Golden State should be paying attention to them. Their recent surge has put them within striking distance of the Warriors for the final spot in the NBA play-in tournament in the Western Conference. Now 35-35, the Rockets are only 1 game behind the Warriors. Their matchup on April 4th in Houston will be a massive one. That could very well decide who gets into the play-in tournament with a chance to play their way into the NBA playoff field. There is certainly pressure on the Warriors to at least earn a spot in the play-in tournament, as missing that and the postseason altogether would be a brutal outcome. Frustrations are mounting, evident by Green's comments, as Stephen Curry was also critical of head coach Steve Kerr and how he handled his minutes on Sunday evening. And you, fan, what do you think of the situation of Draymond Green? Leave your opinion in the comments.